start with the brotherly love thing here a little bit, because the first question is from Diane in Kelowna, and it's about Hanna, Alberta. And is the huge Canada Goose still in front of the Canada Grey Motor Inn in Hanna, Alberta?
Haven't been there for quite some time.
Canada Grey actually still there?
Yeah, I don't. We don't know if the hotel's there, let alone if the massive cement goose is still sitting in front of it.
When was the last time you guys were home?
The last time I was
Is it even
there.
home anymore or no?
His parents have moved away.
It's hometown. I mean, but nobody. Yeah, my folks were the last ones to. They were the holdouts. We went and shot the video for Photograph in Hanna in 2005, and that was the weekend we shot. And the weekend my folks moved away. So that was kind of
crazy.
It was interesting. It was interesting timing.
Incredibly sad.
They probably planned it to get you guys to help them move.
Exactly. The boys are coming. We've got
it's perfect.
We need some
all
more
these
hands.
boxes are going to make it into the truck a lot easier with all these extra hands. I think that was honestly the last time I was in Hanna as well. It was very nostalgic, but it was hard to say goodbye to that great town that we grew up in.
So yes, the goose is still there.
I've been there
That's
since.
where we're going.
The goose is
Bring back
still
on
there.
the
Yeah.
That's what
I would
Kelowna
imagine.
wants to know. When did you move to Vancouver? Was it to start the band? Was it to start promoting the band? How come that happened?
When did
The actual move was in, I want to say, late summer of 95.
yeah.
I went home, and then everything just kind of was sitting on the back burner for a while, and then Mike was in Vancouver playing in a metal band.
I was already there? Yeah.
Playing in a metal band called the Black Dogs of Depression.
Yes.
Good name. I like
Happy
that.
bunch.
Uplifting.
They're a happy
Very
bunch.
uplifting.
Yeah, then we went out in '96 and came up with a band name and found managers and away we went.
Awesome. So that's pretty good for this next question from Thomas LeBlanc in Bordeaux, France. So that's nice. Bush is opening the tour. Your first EP came out around the same time as 16 Stone and Razorblade Suitcase would have been hugely popular. Did they influence your first songs? Were you guys into the whole grunge movement? 'Cause it would have been
Why
around
weren't
that-
you as big as Bush when Bush was at the... Why were you guys so far behind?
Was Bush an influence?
We were, absolutely.
I remember trying to go actually get the cassette in town. We had to drive 2 hours to the nearest city to get
Cassette.
anything. The cassette, thank you.
Cassette tape.
Getting the
Thank you.
cassette.
Your age is showing.
We didn't have
Bush
new stuff.
cassette.
Seriously, it's ridiculous. But I remember doing it,
available.
and I remember hearing the radio and just going, everything's in. I think it was the song, and the guy at the record store was kind of like, I don't know. I think it must be this, and he gives me this cassette. I didn't know. I thought it was Bush, and he gave me this cassette, and it was Lush. It wasn't the same when I took it home and played it, and it didn't sound the same.
Not
so-
quite the same.
Yeah.
Not
So
quite the same.
oh well.
A non-musical question, and I'm sure you've been waiting for this one, from Siri at Lala here in Toronto. Chad, do you like the short hair better, and are you going to keep it?
My mom likes it better.
Mom's a fan?
My mom's
That's
a
all
big
that
fan
matters.
of it. My dad, not so much. My dad was just like, liked it better long. I'm like, all right, Dad. I'm going with Mom on this one.
And the other one, she has 2 questions here, and I like this one. What is the favorite asset of the female you are with romantically? In PG answers, LOL, question mark.
Wow. Loaded question.
Yeah.
But yeah. So the favorite asset of
Asset.
the
Asset.
of the
I guess you guys can all answer that one. PG
Mine,
answers,
well,
LOL.
I'd have to say
Mine?
that, mine is up for half of my assets, so I guess that's what I. There
He's
you go.
kidding. They're happily
That's good,
married.
I like that.
Oh yeah, but she's
She has
taking half
control
if
of half of your assets. And she also has your manlyhood in a jar on the next to the bed. See, this is when I don't want him to have a microphone.
Let's move on to the next question. Justin Safieni here in Toronto. You guys rock. You have so many hits. How on earth do you choose a set list? That's a good question.
Takes a while.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
Well, what we try to do is, I mean, obviously, there's 4 singles that have already been released. Those are probably going to get played.
Would think so.
And then it's just a matter of where we play them. You know, it's there's a lot of logistics going on. I mean, we do fly in one part of the show.
You fly?
We fly
All of you fly
together.
in unison. A flight in unison.
Yes.
That's amazing.
There's a stage that
I know
comes
it
down
sounds
from the
ridiculous,
from the
but,
ceiling,
No,
picks
it
us
sounds
up.
amazing.
It's like synchronized swimming.
It's like Peter Pan.
But you know what? You seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
So Diego here in Toronto, he's here in the room too. He wants to know what's your favorite season. He loves winter.
Would you be Diego? Are you really?
He is.
I just looked down and the first
Wow.
child I see, I'm
That
like,
was-
Diego, is that you? You like winter, do you? I think the older you get, the more you're going to lean towards summer. I really do. I really do.
Autumn.
Girls don't wear their bikinis in winter.
That's my favorite too.
Yeah.
They better not.
It's like PG.
To see Diego's like, Mom, I got this. But good question. I'm going to go with summer. I'm gonna
Summer,
go with summer
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta
Peaks
go
and I are
autumn.
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 I like autumn.
Autumn's a good one.
Oh yeah, that's the
Still
best
good
time.
weather. Change
And
of seasons.
Diego also wanted to know, and his brother Brandon as well, what's your favorite food?
Mike, favorite food?
I think anything that had a face.
Nice.
Pretty much.
Just for all you vegetarians out there. The bigger the
That's
eyes,
about
the
it.
sweeter the prize.
Look at all the faces in the crowd.
Yep. Ryan, favorite cuisine?
Favorite food. You know, I will eat absolutely anything you almost put in front of me, but a good, well done, like a decent, interesting hamburger. Like throw crazy cheese, crazy stuff on it. Hamburgers, good.
You're a foodie, and you went
Yeah.
with hamburger.
It's, you know what? Sometimes you go back to the beginning. I don't know. I'll eat anything though.
Daniel?
Flesh and ale.
Flesh and ale.
Flesh and ale.
Flesh and ale.
Awesome. This one's for Dan, too, actually. From Scott Charles in Grand Rapids. How does writing drum parts in Three Doors Down differ from these guys, seeing that Brad was a drummer himself? That's right. Yeah.
Well, Chad's a drummer himself as well.
You
so
are.
So he's still suffering from the
He's
same
still
from the same tyranny.
We still get told
Not
what
like
to
that.
do, kind of. So we all agree on the parts as a band. We'll run through the tunes and try a
Yeah,
bunch of
every-
things, and everyone will go, "That's cool," or "That sticks out," and then everyone kind of argues, and I end up drumming what I don't want to.
Yeah, he writes my parts for
We
me.
all come to a general consensus, so it's a group effort because it's all about the song in the end.
Charlotte N. Bushy in Winnipeg says, I'm a single mother of a 16-year-old son who I took to see his first concert at the MTS Center in Winnipeg the last time you guys were here. He loved it. Now he's in his own band. My question is, what advice to me as a mother who is scared he will fall into the bad scene which most bands get into before making it big in the music business? How do I keep him on the right path? It's a good question. It's a little roundabout, but it gets there.
I think she's going to have to manage the band.
I think
Not a good idea in rock and roll for the moment.
I think the only way out is through.
Yeah.
It's through.
You have to go through it.
Yeah, she's going to have to become the momager. That's the only way that's going to work. You know what? If she did a good job raising her son, then he'll make the right choices. So, right?
Good answer.
Huh?
Yes, that's true. That's it.
Is there a bad scene? Like, what is she meaning by that? Do you understand?
Oh, yeah. They don't call it sex, drugs, and rock and roll for nothing. That being said, I've never done any hard drugs in my life. You know, I've played with the same mild ones that we all do, and we're experimenting with things. But yeah, no, I don't partake in any of the really stiff ones. And you know, it's hard enough drinking and all night long and performing every single night. I mean, that's hard enough. I can't imagine throwing more factors into the equation. So it's just it's a life choice. And if she sits them down and does a sort of a recap on musical history and shows her son and the rest of the guys in the band how many bands have broken up due to drug usage and going down the wrong path, you know, that's a wonderful way to say, if you want to end up like them, by all means start experimenting with this crap. You know, if you would like to actually make it somewhere and not fall into that trap, focus on the music and do the right thing.
Awesome. That's a good one. Kasia Gadjowish in Poland.
I just got a huge wink.
There you go. Kasia Gadjowish in Poland asks, which one of you guys spends the most time on Nickelback's Twitter? Who's big into the social media?
Chad.
Not
lately.
this guy.
Chad lately. It depends.
I think that if we've got something to tweet, then we tweet it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, you know, we don't take shots at other bands. We're usually defending ourselves, and we're trying to be comedic in the, you know, while we're doing it. But, you know, we try not to remove too much mystique, and we talk about this a lot. You know, and I think back to the day when we were growing up. If I knew everything that Metallica was doing, it's like, oh, James Hetfield's sitting down for a slice of pizza. You know, I want to think of them, you know, in the studio or you know, with Guns N' Roses. I don't want to know that Guns N' Roses is all sitting down to watch a movie together. I want to think that they're taking over a hotel room and you know, they're all having a great partying time, and I want to think of that band like that. I don't want to, you know that it's like, oh, he's getting his teeth cleaned. He's at the dentist. It just completely removes all of the mystique of what I think that band is doing from moment to moment.
Sean Lester at Montgomery College says, if If your band could have a UFC fight in the ring with another band, who would you choose and why?
We just shadow box.
Definitely do a solo artist to be easy win.
Yeah.
We challenged Enrique Iglesias. I don't know. Somebody by himself. You think you're tough?
Don't say that because he's gonna call
No,
me.
obviously. I'm trying to think of it. He's the biggest solo act I could think of in my head right now, so that's a compliment to him.
Let me see. Who would we? Mike, you would love to get in the ring with somebody. I'm sure you would.
I know who I wouldn't fight with. You know, somebody like Sinead O'Connor or something like that. She's like, she's a badass.
Light on fire.
You guys would look good
She'll set you on
fighting
fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eleanor Manzo Lloyd here in Toronto has
Say her last name one more time.
Eleanor Manzo Lloyd.
Menzaloid.
Manzo Lloyd has a question for everyone actually.
Like a robot.
This one's for Mike. It's been a long time, if ever, that I've seen a mic in front of you for a concert. Did all those years of begging pay off?
I think he's been avoiding it.
I don't know.
Now that you have
She's
one,
got some
speak
sort of
up.
insight. Yeah.
we forced him. Like when we stand together,
I don't know.
we needed him in there. Bottoms up, we needed him in there. There was like stuff that we needed more vocal power on, and so we stuck it in front of him, and he was just like, yeah, okay. And so it wasn't him begging. We just make sure to mute it in between songs,
Yeah,
so he
I
can't
really
fire
don't have
back
much
at
to
Ryan
say.
and I when we're taking shots.
Is this thing
at him.
on?
Mike's just ordering food for you. I'll have a Big Mac and a large fries for you in the show, please. That's all he's doing in the whole show.
That's what you sound like in Ryan's mind.
Yes, yes.
Can I get I'm gonna get a 6-pack of.
It's awesome.
I'm very repeatable.
Ronak Baj in Rajasthan, India. Everyone has a role model or person for inspiration. Who is your role model or person for inspiration?
Mike. Stop saying me this time. Someone else.
Role model. Man, I don't know. I think it is you, Chad, really.
And the sarcasm continues. Ryan, role model?
Pass the puck to me.
Your dad's here.
That's a tough question.
Your dad's
Your
here.
dad's here.
Say your
my
dad.
father.
Yeah.
Good job.
My daddy.
Jimmy, no crying. No crying.
Not crying, yeah.
But that's true,
Yeah.
though. He's not being sarcastic because I've heard you say that before.
Yeah.
I've heard you say that before. He's like, my dad has got to be my role model for sure.
Yeah, he started a musician and still he's always pulling on my arm because he wants to come on stage and play. And
What does he play?
I tell him you gotta get.
He plays bass.
You
He's
gotta
been
get some rock
He
clothes.
can play anything.
He's been gunning for my job for years.
He plays. Jim plays piano. He plays bass. He plays guitar. He plays everything.
Yeah.
Jim was very, very instrumental in our beginning.
Now he's gonna feel uncomfortable here now.
No. Jim helped us a lot. I mean, there were times when we couldn't get a vehicle to get to another date or whatever it would be, and you know, if we were broken over on the side, you know, whatever it might be, a van would show up, you know, and be like,
Yeah.
guys, take this one for a month, and here you go, don't worry about it. And so we'd be in, you know, some 1985 crew van or something, and we'd all just be like, Jim, comes through again.
That was so crazy, Jim.
Always helped
So
us.
crazy.
When it
so
came to
much.
music, it was like my dad and my mom. My mom forced me. Actually, she forced me to play piano early on. So she's got the other half. Where it's like I actually thanked her the other night. Thanks for those lessons because I didn't know when I was going to use them. And about a month ago, I needed them because I haven't played in so long, right?
Betty, where's Betty? Is Betty around? Is she here? Oh, we don't have to
Here?
thank her then. Of course, Betty. I mean, they've been coming out to all the shows and stuff, and they would watch us play to 40 people at a club called Republic in Calgary.
Calgary, yeah.
And you know, Betty would take me. You know, she'd pull me aside. She's like, "You guys performed very well." I'm like, "Thank you, Betty." She's like, "Why all the swearing and cussing? Why do you have to cuss to these kids?" I'm like, "I don't know, Betty. It's my go-to. It's my thing." You know, because these days, I think if you want to get someone's attention, you got to throw in the odd
She
F-bomb.
still
and
shakes you down for
and
that.
she still gives you, she's like, "Great show tonight. A lot of F-bombs, Chad." I'm like,
Do what I can. You guys are going to play a song, so we wrap up with something called 5 questions. 5 quick questions, 1-word answers, and you guys can all answer.
Cool.
Road or studio?
Rudio.
Rodeo.
I tried for Rudio.
I know. Good try. I nailed it.
I knew we gave you a microphone for a reason, but
You're welcome.
Road.
All right. Lennon or McCartney?
McCartney.
Ooh,
Lennon.
McCartney.
Nartley.
No, McCartney.
Lennon.
The bass man.
Oh,
You have to choose one.
I like the
Paul's
writing.
not going to hear
I
this.
like
okay?
the writing of Lennon, but I like the voice of McCartney. Oh,
That's why there's
You
the Beatles.
must choose
I'll go.
one.
I'll take Paul.
Okay. When you hear a song, what hits you first? Lyrics, melody, or rhythm?